Mark Crawford, Bill Brandell, good evening, everybody. Welcome to TV 41's Friday Night Basketball. March Madness is alive and well. Regional championship for you tonight. The Bearcats of Battle Creek Central and the Benton Harbor Tigers.
Mike, you just can't ask for a better matchup than we've got tonight. Two of the best Class A ball clubs in the whole state. Two of the best players in the whole state are on the floor tonight. These two teams have already met twice during the regular season, then they split then. We got a huge crowd here tonight in a beautiful facility. We ought to rock and roll.
March Madness on Friday Night Sports.
One's Friday Night Basketball is brought to you by Old Kent, Common Sense, Uncommon Service, and by your West Michigan Pizza Hut restaurants.
Title time from the Kellogg Arena as Central meets the Harbor. Keep it here.
Here's Christy Cook washing her car again. She shopped a long time to find it. Old Kent helped her get everything she wanted, plus something she didn't expect, a payment that leaves a few more dollars in her pocket. Does the world care that Christy's car has a sunroof and a cassette player? Not really, but Christy does. Old Kent helped make the car Christy wanted, a car she could afford. That's common sense. Common sense, uncommon service. Old Kent.
Pizza Hut presents the three-point play. Right now, put up $8.99 and pick either 1, a meat lover's pizza, 2, a cheese lover's plus pizza, or 3, a pepperoni lover's pizza. Or for just $12.99, pick any 2 of the 3. So go for the three-point play. That's 1 for $8.99, or any 2 of the 3 for $12.99. Now that's one deal you don't want to miss.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
It's not Madison Square Garden, and the team that plays here isn't the New York Knicks. They're the Sullivan Tigers, a high school basketball team in upstate New York. And in a way, their games are even more important than the ones in the NBA. Because in them, the players learn something about each other, and ultimately, about themselves. So no matter what the final score, they come out on top for having played the game. When you support the kinds of activities in your high school that help turn kids into adults, everybody wins.
Mark Crawford, Bill Brandell back with you from a sold-out Kellogg Arena in downtown Battle Creek. Class A Regional Championship is on the line tonight as the Tigers of Benton Harbor take on the Bearcats of Battle Creek Central. Starting lineups are being introduced on the floor. We will do the same for you. For Benton Harbor, the guards, Cazzie Isom, Dontra McDonald. Up front, Brian Echols, the freshman, Jerrold Williams, and the big guy, Anthony Miller, 6 foot 9 inches tall, averaging close to 30 points a game. Battle Creek Central now. Hart and Freeman are the guards. Down low, Marc White, the all-stater, Kenyon Murray, and Mike Mosley. Pre-game stats as we get set for this one. Not a whole lot here. It'll tell you you've got 2 pretty good basketball teams. That's about it. Both these clubs are beating up on their opposition. Both shoot very well from the field, and not extremely strong free throw shooters, but better free throw shooters than those numbers here in the tournament. Bill Brandell, now let's move ahead and take a look at the rubber match here. These two clubs have played twice before they've split. December 19th, the Harbor beat Battle Creek Central down at Benton Harbor by 6. February 2nd, back up here at the field house, it was Central by 14.
And the interesting numbers, Mark, right there in the middle. When Miller scores those big numbers, especially with those offensive rebounds and putbacks, that's when Harbor was very, very potent down at the Harbor. When he came to the field house at Battle Creek Central, he got his rebounds, but he didn't get those offensive points that he had in the first matchup. And I think that's one of our keys tonight.
Key stat for this ball game, we believe rebounding. The battle of the boards is where it's at tonight.
Well, Central wants to run the ball, and obviously if you're going to run the ball and fast break, you got to rebound, and they got a lot of people that rebound. Look at the people in the big numbers rebounding-wise for Central. Compare that with the Harbor. They got the big guy, Anthony Miller, 394, but he doesn't get a lot of help. And if he gets in foul trouble, another key tonight.
Benton Harbor comes into this one 20 wins and 4 defeats on their season. Battle Creek Central is 22-2. They finished 1-2 in the Big 8 Conference, very familiar with each other. And of course, this is March Madness. It's do or die time for these clubs. The winner will move on in the quest for a state championship. The loser packs it up and goes home. Dark uniforms, black unis trimmed in orange is Benton Harbor. Battle Creek Central white uniforms with the blue and gold. And Benton Harbor controls the tip and will run the offense. Tigers try and look inside, and Battle Creek Central collapsing on Anthony Miller. Mosley working his body strong. Basketball into the backcourt, run down by Benton Harbor, over and back. Turnover, give the ball to Central.
Well, interesting, that first bit of defense by the Bearcats, Mark. We saw a little bit of zone there. Usually, you will see the Bearcats in that tenacious man-to-man. They're just all over you.
Marc White, lob pass in. Bucket for Mosley. Central draws first blood at the 7:30 mark of the first quarter, and there's your full court pressure. Harbor beats it over the timeline, and now we'll set up in the half court. 2-0 Battle Creek Central. We're just underway. About 6,000 fans joining us here at the Kellogg Arena. Triple try, see if they count it. Count the bucket! The Harbor's Dontra McDonald gets the 3. We've got a foul underneath, I think, on Central.
Well, a call away from the shot that time. Dontra McDonald, I believe. Foul's going to be on Mike Mosley down underneath.
Count the bucket and give the basketball to Benton Harbor. So a 3-2 Benton Harbor lead, and the Tigers have the basketball. Inside to Miller. Almost money from there, misses once, but follows it up and in. So Anthony Miller has his first 2 of the night. Benton Harbor 5, Battle Creek Central 2. We've played 1 minute.
Almost a steal there, out of bounds. Ball stays in the hands of the Bearcats.
Jerrold Williams, good defense for Benton Harbor, managed to get a paw on the basketball, knocked it out of bounds, but Central keeps it. Out to the top, that's Freeman. Into Mosley, free throw line, off the iron. White with the board, up and in.
Oh, great board by Marc White that time. Got great position after the shot, snuck into the lane, got inside, got the rebound, got the putback.
Diamond 1 pressure for Battle Creek Central. The Tigers beat it over the timeline and will once again set up in the half court. 5-4, Benton Harbor. In and out, the tip goes, but wave it off. Foul on Miller.
Oh, my. Those are the kind of calls that you just never know which way they're going to go, Mark. A great tip that time by Miller as he was down in the paint there, but the officials calling over the back, take the bucket away, give the ball to Central.
You saw a scowling Paul Wilhite, the second-year head basketball coach at Benton Harbor, doesn't like that call. 5-4, his club leads by 1. Winner of this one moves on to Lumen Christi Wednesday in the quarterfinals against either Plymouth or Romulus. Freeman runs down the loose basketball, and Central goes to work. White in the paint from 10, it's good. Marc White has 4, 6-5, Battle Creek Central leads. The Tigers beat the pressure again. Run it in the half court. Triple try. Count it.
Oh, my. From downtown. Dontra McDonald, his second triple of the night.
6 points now for Dontra McDonald. 8-6 Benton Harbor. Freeman hard off the iron, and Miller has another rebound. His second. Loose ball. The Harbor keeps it. Another triple try by McDonald doesn't go. Echols follows, is good. Ryan Echols, the freshman, his first two. And Benton Harbor, 4 points up at 10-6. White to Mosley. Turns around. Miller can't even go up with him. Already one personal foul on Anthony Miller. He has to be careful. And boy, Central very much aware of that. Part of Chuck Turner's game plan for Battle Creek Central. Go right at Anthony Miller. Angles down low. Glasser is good.
Well, we are going end to end in a hurry here, Mark.
12-8, Benton Harbor by 4. 4:45 still to play. Partially blocked by Miller. He grabs the loose ball and leads a 3-on-2 break. Cazzie Isom blocked by the Bearcats, but the follow goes. Echols again.
I couldn't see who got it. Coach Chuck Turner jumped right up in front of me, Mark. You call it Echols, I'll give it to him in the book.
14-8 now. The Harbor leads by half a dozen. Inside to Mosley. Miller takes it away, throws it off a Bearcat. It goes Benton Harbor's way.
Well, the big man, Anthony Miller, showing some great agility that time, Mark, as he leaped out of bounds, caught the ball, turned, and threw it off of Michael Mosley's leg, so it goes out of bounds off Battle Creek Central, and the Harbor gets the ball.
Isom and McDonald playing catch out top as the Tigers with a 6-point lead in the basketball. Dante McDonald's nailed a couple of triples from out here near the point. Instead, they try and loop inside to Miller. It's over his head. Freeman, count it. David Freeman's first two of the night. Central pulls back within 4 at 14-10. Oh, Freeman almost makes the steal. Benton Harbor keeps possession. Echols from 15, short. Hart with the board.
Marc
White is ahead
for Hart.
Boy, what a great catch by Marc White. Nice move as well, but the key right there was the catch by Marc White down on the baseline. Central back within 2 at 14-12. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Benton Harbor. 3:10 still to play in the first. Benton Harbor 14, Battle Creek Central 12. In a ball game that's already giving us a taste of the kind of basketball we saw here 1 year ago. One of the great games you and I have ever seen, Bill. Regional crown on the line. Central came from 12 down in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds to win in overtime.
Well, a lot of Central fans had gone home from that one. They'd given up on their squad. I guess they learned a lesson.
Miller gives it up, and the bucket goes to Jerrold Williams on the assist from Anthony Miller. 16-12, Benton Harbor. Good smart play by Miller, giving up the basketball as he was double-teamed. Freeman steps, gives to Mosley, and it's out of bounds. Michael Mosley perhaps not ready for that pass. Thought Freeman was going to put it up. Battle Creek Central making their 17th appearance on Friday night basketball over the years here. And they are 15-1, 14 in a row now. The last time they lost was in a regional title game about 5 years ago against Lansing Everett in overtime. They have been very successful when our television cameras have been in the gym.
Well, Coach Turner has said that to us a number of times. He likes it when the TV cameras come around.
Miller gets a couple of tips and scores. So give Miller 2 rebounds and the bucket. 6-point lead. 18-12 for Benton Harbor. Anthony Miller already with half a dozen boards. Marc White down in the paint, goes right at Miller, lays it up short, gets his own board, misses the follow, gets it again, fires it up, it'll count, and he's fouled.
Oh, my. There's some determination. Marc White, I don't know how many opportunities. See if we can count them here as we look at the replay. There's Marc White's first shot. There's potentially with the ball again, up with it, arms all over him. That's at least the third attempt. We only saw 2 of them. There were at least 3 in there.
White brings Central back within 4 at 18-14. Goes to the line. Some substitutions. Mosley will take a seat on the bench, and into the ball game for Battle Creek Central is Taj Franklin. White's free throw is hard off the iron, and Miller hauls away another rebound. 18-14, Benton Harbor. Isom breaks for the bucket. White cuts him off. Good move by Jerrold Williams. Has it partially blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Benton Harbor. 90 seconds still to play in our first quarter. The Harbor leads by 4. You've got 41's Friday Night Basketball. Thanks for joining us. Turnaround by Echols, hard off the iron. Dontra McDonald runs it down to Miller. High percentage shot.
Yeah, you don't miss many of those when you're Anthony Miller down in the paint, the slam jam.
Central trails by 6. David Hart looks baseline, can't find anything. Cross court to Freeman. Back to Freeman. Short off the iron, and Miller has 8 rebounds already. Jerrold Williams has it blocked by about 3 Bearcats, and somebody gets him on the arm.
Well, there was a whole forest of arms up there that time. No way was that shot going to get up around the bucket. The Bearcats get called for the foul, and we'll have a shooter at the line. But no chance for a bucket on that one.
Boy, some incredible athletes in this basketball game. Been a great first quarter. Benton Harbor leads 20-14 with 45 ticks left in the first. Jerrold Williams now has 3. The lead is the largest of the game for Benton Harbor at 7 points. And now 8. Great crowd. Our thanks to Jerry Safel and Larry Wagner from Battle Creek Central, to the MHSAA and the Zen Rigs, Kevin Scheibler, and all the crew here at the Kellogg Arena for their help in making this one possible. Class A Regional Championship game. And with half a minute left in the first, Central appears content to wait and take the final shot. Now 20 seconds left. Freeman from 15. Count it. And with about 10 ticks left, Benton Harbor has a chance to get one last shot off. Knocked loose by the Bearcats. Ahead to White, lays it in. One quarter is history from the arena. Benton Harbor by 4.
Now is a fantastic time to buy better sleep. Both Blanco Furniture in Shelbyville and Sealy have agreed to sell every in-stock mattress at special prices during this factory-authorized Sealy Posturepedic sale. Plus, a sensational store-wide living room, dining room, and bedroom sale is going on now. Blanco has cut every price, so hurry to Blanco Furniture, right between Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids on Old US 131 in Shelbyville.
Bought a new John Deere, huh?
Yep.
What'd you do? Sell your truck?
Nope. Went to Wolverine Lawn and Garden. They really saved me money. Yeah, and service. Watch this.
Nothing runs like a Deere, and no one sells them like Wolverine. Right now, you'll find the best selection at the lowest prices of the season. Your new John Deere is ready for you at Wolverine Lawn and Garden, East Michigan at Sprinkle in Kalamazoo, and downtown Vicksburg.
Pizza Hut presents the 3-point play. Right now, put up $8.99 and pick either 1, a meat lover's pizza, 2, a cheese lover's plus pizza, or 3, a pepperoni lover's pizza. Or for just $12.99, pick any 2 of the 3. So go for the 3-point play. That's 1 for $8.99, or any 2 of the 3 for $12.99. Now that's one deal you don't want to miss.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
It took our greatest effort, everyone at New York Carpet World, going all out to bring you the biggest, the best carpet sale ever. Our buyers finding the most popular carpets at savings to 70%. Our managers giving padding absolutely free. Our credit department arranging free financing and no payments till next September. Our salespeople ready to show you selection and savings beyond anything seen before. Don't miss it. You only have till Saturday night to take advantage of the biggest, best carpet sale ever. Hurry to New York Carpet World.
41 and Pizza Hut present Family Day at Sesame Street Live in Battle Creek.
Back at the Kellogg Arena, downtown Battle Creek. 22-18 is our score. Benton Harbor leads by 4. Mark Crawford, Bill Brandell, we're glad you've joined us. John Shute working stats with us as always. We mentioned rebounds as a key. First quarter, Benton Harbor 10, Battle Creek Central 5. David Freeman pounds home the double from over in the corner. Half a dozen for Freeman. 2-point game. To finish that thought, 10 rebounds for Benton Harbor. 9 of them belong to Anthony Miller. Miller bangs into a Bearcat, no call, and gets the 2.
Well, good no call that time. Anthony Miller coming down the lane with that big body. He just pounded into a Bearcat. The Bearcat also moving, so I agree with the call. I like it. Let him play.
Free throw liner, Battle Creek Central's Taj Franklin has his first deuce. It's 24-22, Benton Harbor. Central back in the pressure. Miller breaks it at the timeline, leads a 3-on-1, and losing the ball as he heads to the bucket is Dontra McDonald. Instead, they hit the triple.
Yeah, he lost the ball all right. Dontra McDonald says, "Whips, I'll just go out here and get a 3-bagger."
Third triple for Dontra McDonald. He's had 44 this year coming in tonight, so he's approaching 50 three-pointers on the year. Taj Franklin off balance, triple try, not going to go for Freeman, and Miller clears his 10th rebound, has it knocked away by Freeman, but off a Bearcat and out of bounds.
Freeman with a great steal that time, but hit the leg of Marc White with the ball, and Mark, of course, in motion going down the court, and the ball caroms off his leg and out of bounds.
Same 5 who started the game are on the floor for Benton Harbor. Isom, Echols, McDonald, Williams, and Miller. Battle Creek Central countering with Freeman, Mosley, White, Kenyon Murray, and Taj Franklin. Turnaround by Echols. Tough shot, doesn't get it. Mosley clears the rebound for Central. 6:15 still to play here first half. It's 27-22, Benton Harbor. But I'll tell you, the score hasn't stayed the same for more than about 20 seconds at any given time in this ball game.
Tempo has been up top all the way.
White over Miller, doesn't get it. Out of bounds, it'll stay Central. Quick note for folks at the half, Larry Nienhaus will be along to introduce you to George Burns, who got in town this evening and as we speak is holding a news conference here in the Stouffer Hotel. George Burns will be appearing here at the Kellogg Arena Saturday night as a benefit performance for the Red Cross. Plenty of good tickets still available. So at the half, Larry Nienhaus introduces you to George Burns. Stick around for that. Freeman thinks about the 3, instead goes baseline, leaves it short. Mosley had it for a moment, out of bounds to Benton Harbor.
Well, Mosley claims it was hit out of my hands, Mr. Official, but no way. The official right on top of that one down there, and the Harbor gets the ball.
5-point lead for Benton Harbor. They better hustle it over the timeline. Just making it. Dontra McDonald, another 3 is short. Miller with the board, follows it up, and he's fouled. Well, Anthony Miller is off to one of those games that Battle Creek Central couldn't afford to let him have. He has 10 points and 10 rebounds already.
Well, there's the missed shot, and there you'll see Anthony Miller. He's the big guy. You can't miss him. He is a force down there in the paint, lays it right up over the rim, gets his 2. Foul on Kenyon Murray down there. Kenyon Murray has been very quiet in this one. He was a big force in that second game between these two teams at the Fieldhouse.
Miller drops the free throw. Michigan State University Spartan fans who might not know it, Anthony Miller is headed to your school next year. He's accepted a scholarship to play for Judd Heathcote and the Big Ten champs from Michigan State.
Ooh, that hurts.
White from the corner, just misses. Fight for the board, and over the back are the Bearcats. Howard Johnson apparently called up over the back. Chuck Turner is up and walking toward midcourt. Denny Oberlin and Mike Rouse working our game tonight, the officials assigned.
And I hope those gentlemen are in shape tonight because they're going to run, Mark.
Boy, in excellent shape. You're right. There are no substitutes for those two, are there? The Harbor over the timeline. Leading by 8, 30-22 with 4:55 still to play here first half.
Oh, a little travel there.
Little hippity hop by Leroy Harvey, who's checked into the game for Benton Harbor. Did a good job posting up in the paint, but hopped before he put it on the floor.
And we have had very few turnovers in this game, Mark. I'm not sure. I've checked with John.
3-3.
3-3. An excellent game so far.
White in the corner. Steps, can't find it. To Freeman and now to Taj Franklin. Mosley trying to post down low and has Miller right behind him. Central being forced to look perimeter right now. Oh, there's that good spin move by White. The reverse is good.
Oh, my. Marc White, that's a classic move. That's big time, Mark. The spin both ways, then down on the paint, back out under the bucket, off the glass for two.
Showed you 3 or 4 moves in that stretch. Free throw line jumper by Jerrold Williams. And Williams having a nice game. Half a dozen points for Jerrold Williams. Lead is again 8 for Benton Harbor at 32-24. We are exactly midway through quarter number 2. The Bearcats throw it away. And substitutions now back in the game. Kenyon Murray and David Hart. Johnson and Taj Franklin will take a seat on Chuck Turner's bench. Big-time basketball here at the Kellogg Arena tonight. Benton Harbor leads by 8. Boy, Dontra McDonald just plain wants the basketball right now. He can feel it.
Well, he has had the hot hand. 3 triples already in this one.
We thought about it from NBA land. There's Isom for 3. Count it, and we've got another foul inside. This time on Benton Harbor, I think, fighting for the rebound. We'll wait and see who it's on. 33, Jerrold Williams picks up the personal. That's his first.
Boy, the fouls have been few and far between. As in my book, I've got just 3 team fouls against Benton Harbor and 4 against Battle Creek.
35-24. It's an 11-point lead for Benton Harbor. Central has the basketball with 3:15 left here first quarter. White scores, but is fouled before the shot. John Shute tells us Benton Harbor is 4 of 7 from beyond the 3-point stripe.
Well, Marc White's going to get the ball down here in the paint once again, and you'll see the foul, I think, called before he ever even got the shot off. A little body contact on Leroy Harvey, I believe. Number 41, that's just his first personal also, and just 4th team foul against the Harbor.
The high feed goes to David Freeman. He has 8, and we've got a whistle. Count the basket, and you've got a foul on Benton Harbor.
Well, there's the alley-oop into perfection. David Freeman way up over the rim, gets the alley-oop pass, and drops it through the hoop.
And Leroy Harvey picks up his 2nd personal. Free throw is missed. It's out of bounds and goes to Benton Harbor. Marc White, last to touch the basketball. 35-26. Benton Harbor leads by 9. Central now will put the pressure on. Little different press this time. Somebody better get back deep. And it'll be David Hart. Guess it's the same. Still a diamond 1.
Well, it's come up the floor a little bit, almost 3/4 now. It was about a half court before. Oh, a little travel there. Got away with the free one.
Benton Harbor basketball up by 9. Down in the corner. And back out top to Dontra McDonald and Isom. Jerrold Williams, leaner is good.
Boy, nice move by Jerrold Williams down inside that time. Got the nice little 6-8-foot shot off the glass with a soft touch. Nice bucket.
Good scoring balance for Benton Harbor here. White tries the triple. It's off the iron. Kenyon Murray had it, lost it, and Benton Harbor comes away. With 2 1/4 still to play here in the first half. 11-point Benton Harbor lead and a travel.
Well, credit some good defense. David Freeman that time with the quick defensive feet that time. Caused the player with the ball to shuffle his feet as he tried to get going, and that's a forced turnover. Good defense.
Central substitution. into the basketball game, JoJo Bogan, and taking a seat is David Freeman. We've seen JoJo Bogan 2 or 3 times this year. And this guy is like Mr. Lighted Up. He's a designated shooter.
Well, he's one of those sparks off the bench that every team needs. And Central just seems to have players that can play the roles that are demanded by Coach Turner, and he'll get the most out of every person on his squad.
Hart in the corner, Kenyon Murray, long jumper, nothing but the bottom of the strings.
Well, Kenyon Murray gets his first 2 points of the night. As we mentioned before, he's been a little bit quiet, a big force in the second game between these two teams. Bearcats need him.
Dontra McDonald's 3 bounces around and goes. 4th triple of the game for Dontra McDonald. He has 12, and the lead is 12 at 40-28.
Let's give him 2.5 on that one. That one wasn't as pretty, Mark, but it sure is effective.
White with the spin move is fouled. 1:34 still to play first half. You've got TV 41's Friday Night Basketball. Thanks for joining us. March Madness time. 40-28 is the score. Benton Harbor leads by a dozen. Battle Creek Central's Marc White stands at the charity stripe. Will shoot the pair.
Well, that personal foul, Mark, was on Anthony Miller, number 2.
Reminder at the end of this one, as we do after each of our games, we'll name our Old Cat MVPs, the 2 players who, in our opinion, have made the most significant contribution to their team's success. Our Old Cat MVPs at the end of tonight's game. Central gets back within 11. The Harbor rebounds the second missed free throw and runs. Miller reverses good.
Oh, my, Anthony Miller with the reverser out the glass. Woo, smooth down off the baseline.
Didn't look 6'9" there, did he?
No, he didn't.
Oh, White, great spin into the paint is fouled. And Marc White looking to take matters into his own hands for Battle Creek Central.
A good Jerrold Williams, I think, this time. There you see Marc White down in the paint again. Jerrold Williams with the body picks up his second personal.
Hard to find a weakness in this young man's game. If he's got an Achilles heel, it might be here at the line. 65% free throw shooter. And college scouts are going to want to see him improve that number.
Well, with that one right there, he's 2 for 4 tonight, 50% obviously. And he gets
it to go, and Central is again within 11 at 42-31. Collision, and JoJo Bogan will pick up the personal foul, and the Harbor will shoot free throws. We're going to shoot 1 and 1 down at Benton Harbor's end.
Well, that is the 5th team foul, so you hit it, Mark. It will go to 1 and 1 now, but we're well into this ball game before we hit that. We mentioned that fouls could be a big key in this game. Both teams really are controlled by foul. Benton Harbor, if their big guys get in foul trouble, and of course, if fouls are called on that tenacious defense that the Bearcats play.
Free throw by the Harbor rolls off. Mosley brings down the board, and Central can cut the lead back to single digits. Boy, Marc White working one-on-one, finally gets it off to Kenyon Murray. Shot is blocked. It's back to Murray. Got a foul. It's offense.
Well, Kenyon Murray's going to get called for the foul on the attempted save here. Murray comes up with the ball, comes right into the paint, and there's a defensive man standing right there, and Murray gets called for that offensive charge.
Miller lost it on the floor, got it back, and somehow makes the shot.
Oh, somehow is right. How did he do that? Where did that come from?
44-31, Benton Harbor. Mosley's turnaround is good. 44-33. Back within 11 come the Bearcats. Final half minute of this first half. High feed is way over the head of Anthony Miller, and White will slam. Boy, second chance for Marc White, and you know he's glad about that.
I guess he is.
Marc White will pick up the personal foul on the reach.
Well, the crowd is on its feet, and they don't like the call, but the Bearcats really stepping up the tempo here in the last few seconds of this first half.
And there's a good, smart coaching move. Paul Wilhite will pull Anthony Miller out. 13 ticks left here first half. I don't think that's to rest him near as much as it is to make sure there's no chance Anthony Miller will get foul number 3.
Well, Marc White gets called for that personal foul, and just his first personal of the night, but we are in the 1-and-1.
Marc White takes a seat on the Battle Creek Central bench as well. Missed shot by Benton Harbor, and Battle Creek Central has a chance to cut the margin even further. JoJo Bogan back to Freeman with 5 left. It's a triple. Down it. And the big finish by Battle Creek Central at the first half makes this one a 6-point game. Benton Harbor leads 44-38. Don't forget, coming up here at the half, Larry Nienhaus will introduce you to George Burns. Then we'll be back with a great second half between Benton Harbor and Central.
If you had an old Kent Action Bank 24 card, you could get up to $200 just about anywhere for just about anything. You could buy a Corvette in Cadillac or doorknobs indoor. You could get orchids in Roseville or makeup in River Rouge. You could get a hamster in Hamtramck or a teddy in Bear Lake. Action Bank 24 from Old Kent. It keeps you in touch with your money all over Michigan, all over the USA.
Pizza Hut presents the 3-point play. Right now, put up $8.99 and pick either 1, a meat lover's pizza, 2, a cheese lover's plus pizza, or 3, a pepperoni lover's pizza. Or for just $12.99, pick any 2 of the 3. So go for the 3-point play. That's 1 for $8.99, or any 2 of the 3 for $12.99. Now that's one deal you don't want to miss.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
National studies show that students who participate in high school activities, like music, sports, and drama, not only have better grades and attendance, they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over.
George Burns, a show business legend, has smoked his way into Battle Creek to tickle the city's funny bone. Always with cigar in hand, the lovable George Burns has come our way to provide a few anecdotes and a whole lot of laughter.
That was the end of my songwriting. I'm on the stage for about an hour. I sing, and I dance a little bit. I used to be a good dancer. And now I'm a right-legged dancer. Can tap with my right foot. I love show business. I love it as much as today as I did when I couldn't get a job when I was 8 years old. I was in show business when I was 8 years old. And I was a failure from 8 to 27. But I didn't think I was. I thought I loved what I was doing. I thought the audience was a flop, not me.
Mr. Burns, the new comedians, do you feel there's any new ones out
Oh,
there?
sure. You mean Milton Berle and Danny Jones and Red Buttons? Those kids, I'm sure they'll all make it. I don't think marriage has got anything to do when you go to bed. Marriage takes place when you get out of bed. And Gracie and I had a wonderful marriage. I was never a great lover. I never remember Gracie applauding me.
George Burns was last in Battle Creek in 1927. Now, tomorrow night's performance at Kellogg Arena is a fundraiser for the Calhoun County Red Cross. And the money raised here will go to help victims of Hurricane Hugo and those who were injured in the San Francisco Bay earthquake last October. Again, George Burns at Kellogg Arena tomorrow night, Saturday, at 8 o'clock. I'm Larry Nienhaus for Channel 41.
Now is a fantastic time to buy better sleep. Both Blanco Furniture in Shelbyville and Sealy have agreed to sell every in-stock mattress at special prices during this factory-authorized Sealy Posturepedic sale. Plus, a sensational store-wide living room, dining room, and bedroom sale is going on now. Blanco has cut every price, so hurry to Blanco Furniture, right between Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids on Old US 131 in Shelbyville.
Pizza Hut presents the 3-point play. Right now, put up $8.99 and pick either 1, a meat lover's pizza, 2, a cheese lovers plus pizza, or 3, a pepperoni lovers pizza. Or for just $12.99, pick any 2 of the 3. So go for the 3-point play. That's 1 for $8.99, or any 2 of the 3 for $12.99. Now that's one deal you don't want to miss.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
John Deere means quality. Wolverine, the largest equipment dealer in Southwest Michigan, backs up John Deere's quality with professional sales and service. Stop in. Dare to compare our new 1990 John Deere Riders, STX suburban tractors, and heavy-duty garden tractors. Our commitment at Wolverine to give you that special attention you deserve and John Deere quality you expect is even greater than before. Wolverine Lawn and Garden, Kalamazoo and Vicksburg, where we believe service is what sells it.
Bill Brandell, Mark Crawford back with you at the Kellogg Arena in downtown Battle Creek. About 6,000 fans joining us here. Battle Creek Central and Benton Harbor getting set for the start of the second half. 6-point lead for the Harbor, and we should say, Bill, happy St. Patrick's Day to folks as it's early Saturday morning. Halftime stats. Well, they show you a pretty well-played game by both these clubs, shooting better than 60% from the field. Big difference down at the bottom there. Benton Harbor controlling the boards.
Well, I think that's got to change or the Bearcats are in trouble, Mark. You're right. That's the big one down there. The other big one doesn't show a whole lot right there, but the 3-point buckets, 5 of them for the Harbor tonight, just 1 for the Bearcats. There's a 4-point bit of that 6-point difference in the total score right now.
Some great individual performances already in this basketball game at the half. Miller and White, the 2 all-staters vying for Mr. Basketball, leading their clubs. McDonald and Freeman having good games as well.
Well, just what we expected. Anthony Miller, 15 points, and I think we've got 12 rebounds for Miller. He's just being a force down there in the paint. What a great ball player. What a great job so far in this first half.
White for Battle Creek Central, 17 points. Add 4 caroms for Marc White.
Marc White has made some excellent moves down in the paint as he goes up against a much bigger Anthony Miller.
Well, on the alternate possession, Benton Harbor will bring the basketball in, working with a 6-point lead as we start the second half. Class A Regional Championship is on the line. The winner stays alive in March Madness, moves on to the quarterfinals. Jerrold Williams back to Dontra McDonald. He's inside the 3-point stripe. It'll go, and he's fouled. It's only a 2-pointer, but he'll have a chance to make it 3 going to the stripe. Quickly, let's set the lineups for you. Benton Harbor with the same 5 who started. Isom and McDonald at the guards. Echols and Williams are the forwards. Anthony Miller is the center. Battle Creek Central, Hart and David Freeman, the guards. Kenyon Murray, Marc White, and Mike Mosley down low. It is a 3-point play for Dontra McDonald, and the lead is back up to 9 for Benton Harbor.
Well, David Freeman picking up the foul for the Bearcats. That's his second personal today.
Marc White goes baseline, dumps it off. It's taken away by the Tigers. 2-on-1. McDonald to the hoop, misses. And the Bearcats' Kenyon Murray brings it down. White tries to high feed it to Mosley. Boy, tough call, I think, on Benton Harbor.
Well, Brian Echols made an excellent move to get that alley-oop broken up, but as he took off for the ball, he was standing on the end line, and the officials saw that, gives the ball back to the Bearcats.
Freeman is short on the triple. Tigers ahead to McDonald, in the middle to Miller, leaves it short off the rim, gets a board. And standing on the end line as he touches the ball is Freeman. Looked like maybe one of the Bearcats got away with hammering Mr. Miller.
I was going to say there's a lot of contact in there. Let's take a look and see what we've got. There were some arms and banging right there, that's for sure.
White the other way off the steal. Pounds home the 2. 7-point game. Central steal and White the slam. It's 47-40. Well, the tempo turned up, and now Benton Harbor will try and slow it down just a little in their half court.
Well, once they get into the half-court game, they want to work the ball deep down inside, try to get it to their big guy, Anthony Miller.
White is caught double dribbling, and Central turns it back over to the Harbor.
Well, Coach Chuck Turner up off the bench, but definitely a double dribble as Marc White lost the ball off his knee, picked it up, and then dropped it, picked it up again. Good call.
Echols has it knocked away, and it's off Echols' leg. Goes to Battle Creek Central. 6.5 still to play third quarter. Lots of time here at the Kellogg Arena. 47-40 is our score. Benton Harbor leads by 7. The Tigers have led throughout. Largest lead, I think, of about 12 points, maybe 13 a couple of times. Bearcats keep chipping away. This is a club of streaks, so Battle Creek Central is certainly not out of this one. White goes inside to Kenyon Murray, and his turnaround from the paint goes. 4 points now for Kenyon Murray. 5-point game. Miller, a little stutter step toward the bucket, is cut off. Jerrold Williams, off balance, no, and Freeman clears the rebound. 3-on-3, Freeman. What a move, doesn't go. Freeman steals the loose basketball and gets the foul.
Well, once again, Chuck Turner jumped up in front of me, so I'll see this for the first time. There's the original shot. Now watch number 25, David Freeman, and definitely hooks on the arm. Once again, a good call by the official, right on top of things.
It's 47-42. Benton Harbor leads by 5. Miller's double teamed. It's loose. Still loose. Bearcats come away. Kenyon Murray and back out to Hart. Now they'll set it up. Good hustle by Battle Creek Central. As Battle Creek Central controlling the tempo now. Things are getting a little helter-skelter. Hart fade away from the right, no. Loose ball comes away, Freeman. And it's David Freeman that brings them back within 3.
Well, David Freeman wouldn't be denied that time. Took the shot, got his own rebound, put it up again, and got the bucket.
Traveling is the call, and Will Hite is up. He wants a timeout right now. 5:05 still to play third quarter. Bearcats on a run.
Here's Christy Cook washing her car. Again. She shopped a long time to find it. Old Kent helped her get everything she wanted. Plus, something she didn't expect, a payment that leaves a few more dollars in her pocket. Does the world care that Christy's car has a sunroof and a cassette player? Not really, but Christy does. Old Kent helped make the car Christy wanted, a car she could afford. That's common sense. Common sense, uncommon service. Old Kent.
Pizza Hut presents the 3-point play. Right now, put up $8.99 and pick either 1, a meat lover's pizza, 2, a cheese lover's plus pizza, or 3, a pepperoni lover's pizza. Or for just $12.99, pick any 2 of the 3. So go for the 3-point play. That's 1 for $8.99, or any 2 of the 3 for $12.99. Now that's one deal you don't want to miss.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
Saturday night, the Kalamazoo Wings, the Indianapolis Ice, the 9th annual St. Patrick's Day game.
Bill Brandell, Mark Crawford, you look into the huddle where Benton Harbor trying to solve the Battle Creek Central pressure. We've been talking rebounds all night long, Bill Brandell. First half, it was all Benton Harbor, 14-8 on the boards. Thus far, first 3 minutes of this third quarter, Battle Creek Central 7 caroms, the Harbor 1.
Well, and that's the key right there to anything that the Bearcats do. Their offense is triggered by rebounding. Their defense, of course, they cannot allow Anthony Miller to get those putbacks. And so far here in this second half, they've taken control of the boards.
Well, and in truth, so far in this second half, the putbacks have been Battle Creek Central's. Taj Franklin into the game for Central. Sends it to Hart, pulls up from 15. 1-point game. It's 47-46. Cazzie Isom beats the pressure, gets it to Miller, and that little puck will go.
Well, Anthony Miller just waiting for his feed, gets his first 2 points of this second half, 17 on the night.
Back up by 3 goes the Harbor, 49-46 midway through the third. Triple try. Doesn't go for Kenyon Murray. Rebound is loose and Miller comes away. To Dontra McDonald. He's short. Miller stuffs it home.
Oh, Anthony Miller with one of those putbacks. We just mentioned that he's been a little quiet this second half with the offensive rebounds. Not that time. That one had an exclamation point on it.
14 rebounds for Anthony Miller to go with his 19 points. Mosley turns in the paint. He's fouled by McDonald.
Boy, what a great crowd we got here, Mark. As I look around, there's not a seat empty. They're up in the corners. If we had a balcony, the balcony people would be filling this place up also.
Kevin Scheibler from the arena tells me before this game about 5,700 can be seated here, and I think everybody that can be seated is, and we've got folks standing in all the corners too. So a crowd someplace close to 6,000 people on hand for what has already been a great basketball game. Central trailing Benton Harbor 51-46. Kenyon Murray pulls up and pounds it home.
Well, Kenyon Murray coming to life, gets his 4th point of this second half. Had just 2 in the first now, 6 on the night. But the Bearcats need his scoring. They need a good performance out of Kenyon Murray.
Anthony Miller is fouled. Dave Hart reaches in, and that's a pretty good foul. Anthony Miller, a step away from the basket, is like money in the bank. May as well foul him there. You had a look at both of the coaches there. First Paul Wilhite, and there Chuck Turner from Battle Creek Central. Good friend of ours and a great coach.
You mentioned both coaches very controlled tonight. Things may heat up here.
Counted for Brian Echols, back to a 5-point lead for Benton Harbor. As mentioned, this is the rubber match between these two clubs. Benton Harbor won at their place. Battle Creek Central won at the field house. Now a neutral site, so to speak, the Kellogg Arena. Short on the triple try is Hart. White has the board and glasses it in.
Anthony Miller got away with a foul also as Marc White gets the boards and comes back to the bucket, gets the 2.
Good strong move by White to the bucket. Marc White's over 20 points now tonight with 21. Jerrold Williams in the paint. They're going to count the bucket and give him a foul. Personal is on Central's Kenyon Murray. His 3rd foul. Kenyon arguing his case. We'll watch again. There's the reach. Good call.
Well, Kenyon Murray picks up his 3rd personal. David Freeman also with 3 for the Bearcats. So a little bit of a problem building there for the Battle Creek Central squad. The Harbor, nobody with more than 2.
Jerrold Williams converts. It's a 3-point play for Jerrold. And it's a 6-point lead for Benton Harbor, 56-50 with 2:40 still to play third quarter. Hart to Taj Franklin. Down in the paint, Miller gets the block and is called for the foul.
Well, a great move to the bucket that time down underneath. Taj Franklin just finds a little seam along the baseline, drives in there tough, picks up the foul from Anthony Miller, and Anthony Miller gets his 3rd. And Mark, those things can be keys. It's still fairly early in this one.
Well, give Taj Franklin some credit for guts there. They list him at 6'2". I don't know if he's really 6'2", but that's a tough place to be taking the basketball.
Well, that was a twig going up against a tree in there when Taj goes against Anthony Miller.
Hits a free throw. Taj Franklin hit 6 pressure free throws down the stretch against Lansing Everett in the districts. Key to victory for the Bearcats that helped carry them here to this regional final. It's 2 there, and Central is back within 4 at 56-52. Boy, the Tigers wasted no time getting that basketball inbounds. They wanted to get the ball inbounds and up court before Central had a chance to set up the press.
The press has not given them a lot of trouble tonight. At times, we've seen it slow them down just a little bit, but generally, they've done a good job with it.
Taj Franklin will lay it up and in. Central is back within 2. The thing about the Battle Creek Central pressure is twofold. Number one, it keys their streaks, and they will run some streaks off it. But number two, it'll begin to wear on a team. And Chuck Turner talks about that. It isn't just the turnovers the press creates. It's what it does to the other team in terms of fatigue later on. Miller misses the little hook. Franklin comes away. Loose ball. Goes to the Harbor.
Well, the action on the far side of the court from us, Marc White going up with one of the Harbor players over there, and we could not see exactly what happened, but the ball ends up in possession of Benton Harbor.
I think maybe Marc White came down out of bounds before he managed to throw it inbounds. That may be the call. David Hart with the big steal. Central runs 4-on-3. Players all over the floor here, and there's a kick called against McDonald. 1:25 still to play in the third here from the Kellogg Arena. Mark Crawford, Bill Brandell, glad you joined us on TV 41's Friday Night Basketball. 56-54, Benton Harbor by a deuce.
Well, you just can't ask for better basketball, better action, better players, Mark. A great rivalry here. Oh, boy, this is what it's all about.
Central gets it to White in the corner. He goes right at Miller. We might have a foul on Anthony Miller. Boy, they're pointing into a group of black shirts. We'll have to wait and see who's called.
No, they're not going to call it on Miller. They're going to call it on Lance Bettison, I believe, number 23.
Well, he must have been behind him.
Must have been behind him.
It didn't look like Lance was really in the play.
Well, Anthony Miller gets away with one there also.
In and out for Marc White. Quick hellos to a few folks who are visiting us tonight. Our wandering executive producer, Ed Wright, here in the truck tonight. Lou Weller, Karen Weller, our producer's mom, is here tonight. And Dave Burchard is a guest of yours from Athens High School. 56-55 is our score. The Harbor by 1. Nail biter that's going to go down to the wire. Triple try by Isom. Short. Ball is loose, and Miller puts it up and in.
Oh, one of the classic putbacks. Anthony Miller rebounds on the offensive end. Gets 2.
21 points now for Anthony Miller to go with 17 rebounds. And we've still got about a minute to play third quarter. Been some great performances from both clubs here tonight. White is open. Pulls up from 10. He's short. Out of bounds. Stays with Central.
Well, Jerrold Williams arguing that decision a little bit down there. People get a little chippy here now.
Well, you mentioned great tradition. There sure is tradition, both of these clubs. Regional championships here. Battle Creek Central has won 7. Benton Harbor 13. These two clubs combined have 20 regional championships. Freeman thinks about the triple. Can't find it. Now we'll get another chance. Short, and Miller boards. 58-55, Benton Harbor. 15 seconds left third, and the Tigers will look for the last shot. Down now to 10. And 5. Somebody's got to shoot. It's Dontra McDonald from way outside. Doesn't get it. The Harbor didn't get a very good shot. 3 quarters have come and gone from the Kellogg Arena. 3-point lead, Benton Harbor.
Pizza Hut presents the 3-point play. Right now, put up $8.99 and pick either 1, a meat lover's pizza, 2, a cheese lover's plus pizza, or 3, a pepperoni lover's pizza. Or for just $12.99, pick any 2 of the 3. So go for the 3-point play. That's 1 for $8.99, or any 2 of the 3 for $12.99. Now that's one deal you don't want to miss.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
It's the Harlem Globetrotters, giving it all they've got.
I've got it.
And you can get it too. All the action, all the fun.
sweet. The Harlem Globetrotters, they've got it all.
Who's got it?
I've got it. How sweet it is. The Harlem Globetrotters' biggest world tour ever. And it's rolling your way.
Coming to the Kellogg Arena on Sunday, March 18th at 2 p.m. Get your tickets at all Ticketmaster locations, including the Kellogg Arena Box Office, Rock Cafe, and Hudson's.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
Mark Crawford, Bill Brandell, welcome back to the Kellogg Arena, downtown Battle Creek. 58-55. Benton Harbor leads by 3 as we get set to go into this fourth quarter. Rebounding story in the third quarter. Battle Creek Central 8, Benton Harbor 5.
Well, that was a lot better than they started in that quarter. The Harbor got off to a real slow start, Mark. I think it was 7-1 there at one point, so they picked it back up again. But one of our keys all night long is going to be to watch that statistic on rebounds. Who's controlling the boards?
Well, we got things stopped up just a little bit. Paul Wilhite is calling his club back over. And I think, oh, we got a little mess on the floor. Somebody tossed some confetti or something where the cheerleaders were hopping up and down, and so they'll have to clean up the floor here. And so both clubs are back over and talking to their coaches. That'll give us just a moment to tell you that we'll have a couple of games on the air next week. We hope you'll join us Wednesday, 11:30. We'll have a quarterfinal game from we don't know where at this stage, and then next Friday, semifinals. Whoever's left in West Michigan, we will follow into the semifinals either at the Breslin Arena there at Michigan State or at Chrysler in Ann Arbor. So Wednesday night, a quarterfinal game at 11:30. Friday night, a semifinal game, 11:30, both here on TV 41. Hope you'll join us for those. And our congratulations to one regional champion we already know about, Sam Brown, Mr. Cottingham and company. Three Rivers has won a regional crown. They move on into the quarters.
Boy, what an exciting outfit that is. And a team that really didn't get a whole lot of respect coming out of that Wolverine conference. And they have just started to light things up. They're hot at the right time, Mark.
No, we saw them early on this season. And boy, they have some talent. They are fast. Not the biggest club in the world, but they move up and down the floor in a hurry. Central basketball on the alternate possession to start this fourth quarter. A triple would tie it. There's your triple try. We're tied. And the Harbor throws it away.
Well, you always expect the Bearcats to come out at the fourth quarter and just step up the tempo defensively a little bit, and right off the bat they do that. And they follow that defense with the lighter-up bucket, the three-pointer by Hart.
Kenyon Murray in the paint off the glass. It'll go, and he's fouled.
Well, here you'll see Kenyon Murray makes a nice move into the bucket. Oh, and a lot of contact. Good call by the official. The ball off the glass, dropped for two. Murray to make it three.
Lance Bettison will pick up the personal. His third foul. And Kenyon Murray can give Central a three-point lead. Been a long road back, but the Bearcats have hung in and have controlled the boards here in the second half. And there's a different look on the pressure now. And another steal. Well, next time Benton Harbor gets the ball, you can bet we're going to have a timeout. Paul Wilhite cannot like what he's seeing here to start the fourth. Here comes the Harbor. Isom behind the back, 1-on-3. Collects himself, and they'll slow it down. 61-58. Good pass down low, and the Harbor connects on the bucket by Lance Bettison. 61-60. Wilhite will not call the timeout. Inside Murray. Off the glass, he's fouled. We might get a goaltend. We might get a goaltend. That ball may have been off the glass when Mr. Miller got his paw up there.
Well, Chuck Turner pleading his case, giving a little evidence here. We're not going to get that call. Oh, my.
Boy, tough to tell there.
Tough to tell.
Denny Oberlin and Mike Rouse, our officials, have done the job all night long, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Can't argue with it from our replay. Kenyon Murray hits the first. He has another coming. Central leads 62-60. The fourth personal foul on Lance Bettison. Murray hits them both. Central by 3, and the pressure is on. To Isom, 4-on-1. Foul down low. Kenyon Murray will pick up the personal, and Leroy Harvey will go to the line.
I think it's on Dave Hart.
You're right, it is Dave Hart.
Good foul. Dave Hart picks up just his second personal, and there's an open man underneath the bucket. Dave Hart says, no, you're not going to do that to me. He'll pick up the personal foul and let him go to the line and earn his 2.
And the sophomore, Leroy Harvey, misses the first of 2 free throws. Tough spot for a sophomore to be in. 63-60. Central leads by 3 with 6.5 still to play. White double teamed and gets it back to Freeman. Chuck Turner is up and signals a 4 to the team. Freeman drives down low, takes it right into the paint, misses. And the Harbor will come the other way. Miller is ahead. They can't find him. He's double teamed down in the paint. Jerrold Williams, scoop, foul on Mosley for the block.
Well, Michael Mosley picks up his second personal foul, and I'm not so sure that wasn't a good call also. Watch for Mosley, number 44 now, down in the paint as he'll step in and meet the offensive player as he comes towards him. That's definitely a blocking foul. Gets him with the body. That sends Jerrold Williams to the line.
Well, is the crowd noisy?
I can hardly hear myself.
Jerrold Williams misses the first of 2. Benton Harbor 0 for 3 from the charity stripe here in the 4th quarter.
And Mark, they were 5 for 6 up until this point.
Williams quiets the crowd by hitting the second. It's a 2-point game. Battle Creek Central leads, and a timeout for the Bearcats with 6:05 to play and a 2-point lead.
Well, I'm not sure why the timeout, other than Coach Turner is maybe going to change up that defense once again. We saw the change right at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Very typical of Battle Creek Central. As in that list of weapons, as far as defensive presses are concerned, they've just got a bundle of them, Mark. And we say, you know, a team never does anything new, but Coach Turner just changes things up when he sees opportunities.
Well, I just saw Bob Sherman, who's here at the ball game tonight. Didn't get a chance to wave to him, but wandered out. Bob Sherman, who's down at WNWN working these days, old friend of ours, and does a lot of work nationally that has to do with motorsports. In fact, was named Motorsports Reporter of the Year by somebody not long ago. 63-61 here. Battle Creek Central leads by a deuce. Winner of this one moves on to the quarterfinals Wednesday at Lumen Christi, and they will play either Plymouth or Romulus. Plymouth-Salem, I think it is.
It's Plymouth. I believe it is Salem. That's the Rocks. They're 22-2 at this time going into tonight. Of course, we don't know what happened down there, but Romulus, always a force in basketball. Another one of those great tradition schools.
Romulus is a little bit of a Cinderella story. They finished last in their league. They were 10-10 starting the tournament. Battle Creek Central basketball leading by 2. Mosley, White, Murray, Freeman, and Hart. The 5 out there for Battle Creek Central. Benton Harbor. Isom. Count the bucket. Isom, McDonald, Harvey, Miller, and Williams. It's a 4-point lead for Battle Creek Central, their largest of the game. Loose ball. Benton Harbor had McDonald looked up court, had 2 players all alone under the basket. He missed them.
But Dave Hart almost had the ball that time on the steal when that kind of a weak pass came down the middle. Boy, that pressure really has been intensified by the Bearcats.
Well, as you mentioned, start of the fourth quarter, they just plain turned it up a notch. Benton Harbor trying to get to Miller, kind of do accidentally more than anything else there. Good double team by Battle Creek Central, but the ball bounced around a little, and Miller collected it, went reverse, and hit the layup. It's 65-63, Battle Creek Central.
Anthony Miller with 23 points tonight.
Battle Creek Central basketball. Still a ton of time. 4:40 to play in this one, at least in regulation. Central by 2. Battle Creek Central running a little post down low and screening people off the post out to the top. And they are content to play it a little slower in the half court these days. Down low on the post, Kenyon Murray.
Kenyon Murray, one of the best sophomores in the state. 6'4". Going to be the next superstar for the Bearcats.
Kenyon Murray had just 2 in the first half, has 11 here second half for 13 in the game. Central leads by 4. Jerrold Williams weaves into the paint and is fouled. Probably Mr. Freeman.
I think so, and if that's on Mr. Freeman, that's 4 for him, Mark, and he's in a little bit of trouble here. Just 4 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, you can see it right there, the swat on the arm, and Jerrold Williams will go to the line. 63% free throw shooter on the year. Couldn't get it. Mosley brings down the board. 5th rebound for Mike Mosley. And Central, with a 4-point lead, now has the basketball. And Hart is bumped by Isom. And will shoot the 1-and-1. First foul on Cazzie Isom. And again, I don't think a bad strategy if you're Benton Harbor. Whichever team is behind in this game doesn't have a lot to lose in fouling, as these are not great foul shooting teams.
Well, I think that's a good point, and that becomes a key when you get down into the final stretches and you got a real tight ball game.
At the same time, if you're going to foul somebody, David Hart's the wrong guy. He's a 76% free throw shooter, which is very good by high school standards.
Well, David Hart, just a sophomore, we mentioned a minute ago. Not a nice place to be for a sophomore at the free throw line, but David Hart, he rises to the occasion. He gets his 2.
6-point lead for Battle Creek Central. On the end line, out of bounds. Benton Harbor turns it over.
There's that pressure defense again.
The Benton Harbor fans are standing up and hollering for a timeout. Their team trails by 6, 69-63 with 3:30 still to play. Man-to-man defense. White spins into the paint, hits it.
Oh, what a nice move again, Marc White. Down into the paint, wheels, deals, turns, skies, drops it in.
Out of bounds, Battle Creek Central.
Boy, one of those classic Bearcat streaks, Mark. We've talked about it time and time again. And the Bearcats have got one going.
Central by 8.
If you had an old Kent Action Bank 24 card, you could get up to $200 just about anywhere for just about anything. You could get a lobster in Altoona or a bowler in Bowling Green. You could get a hamster in Hamtramck or a pastry in Bakersfield. You could buy an omelet in Denver or a bridge in Brooklyn. Action Bank 24 from Old Kent. It keeps you in touch with your money all over Michigan, all over the USA.
Pizza Hut presents the 3-point play. Right now, put up $8.99 and pick either 1, a meat lover's pizza, 2, a cheese lover's plus pizza, or 3, a pepperoni lover's pizza. Or for just $12.99, pick any 2 of the 3. So go for the 3-point play. That's 1 for $8.99, or any 2 of the 3 for $12.99. Now that's one deal you don't want to miss.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
Let's get the tip. Let's go down and score. Get up. Let's go. Go, go, go.
unforgettable experience. High school sports, a good part of education. A message from the MHSAA.
Back at the Kellogg Arena, downtown Battle Creek, where the Bearcats of Battle Creek Central lead by 8 with 3:20 still to play in this ball game. Mark Crawford and Bill Brandell, we're very glad you've joined us on Friday Night Basketball. Rebounding totals here. First half, remember, it was Benton Harbor 14 boards, Battle Creek Central 8. Here in the second half, it's 10-7 Battle Creek Central. And the Bearcats have swung from down 6 points at the half to up 8 points, and with the basketball here in the fourth quarter.
Well, I think they'll be content to run the clock until they get a little pressure defensively out of Benton Harbor. They want to get them out of that paint area, bring them out a little bit, and the Harbor does that now.
Central running those little double posts, and the only way to stop this is going to be to deny the basketball. There you see the Bearcats again just breaking from the post and handing the basketball off. White misses the layup, and Williams clears.
Well, the Bearcats ran their offense to perfection that time, got the right man with the ball in the right place, but just did not get the bucket.
Well, Anthony Miller misses the jumper, but hustles right in, follows it up, and we're back to a 6-point game with 2:10 now to play. Miller with 20 rebounds now to go with 25 points. Going to have to either deny or foul, friends. One or the other.
Well, a little reach in that's starting to take effect here by the Harbor as they, I think they're beginning to realize the same thing, Mark.
And there is the personal foul, and they foul Hart again. 1:45 still to play. Some of the Harbor fans are up and leaving. 71-65, Central leads by 6.
Well, the foul called on Dontra McDonald that time, just his first personal. He's in no trouble at all. Once again, the young sophomore, David Hart's going to be at the line. Key free throws as the Bearcats are going to be forced to make these as we go through the last minute 45 of this one.
Short is Hart. McDonald comes away for Benton Harbor. Drives toward the bucket, drops it off to Miller. His reverse is good. And a timeout called by Benton Harbor before Central can get it inbounds with 1:35 to play. A 4-point game at 71-67.
Well, the Harbor got 4 quick points back in a hurry, Mark, is when they got the ball, got down to their end, they wasted no time at all. Anthony Miller, the man with the scoreboard up there, he's the guy that's lighting it up. You can obviously see when the going gets tough, Harbor's going to Miller.
Well, Benton Harbor certainly in this timeout setting up some kind of full court pressure as Paul Wilhite needs to get the basketball back in a hurry. 1:35 to play. If you cannot take the ball away with the full court pressure, you certainly have to foul pretty quick.
Well, we're in a 2-possession situation now as far as the Harbor is concerned with a 4-point difference in the ball game. They've got to have 2 possessions here in just a minute 36. Plenty of time for that, but you have to decide, Mark, whether you want to play just tenacious defense or you want to just come right out and foul them.
Nice look at the arena there, and a reminder that tonight at 8 o'clock, George Burns will be live here at the arena, a special performance, Red Cross benefits, still plenty of good tickets, and we invite you to come out to the Kellogg Arena tonight, 8 o'clock, George Burns. Here comes Central working against the full court pressure. Full court zone, it's a 1-3-1. Double team on White. Beats it over the timeline, and 3-on-2 go the Bearcats. They'll hold it up. Gonna have to foul. Hart to Mosley, back to Hart. And Central now with a minute 10 to play. Personal foul on Isom will send Marc White to the line. Second foul on Cazzie Isom.
Well, that makes no difference as we're down to a minute and 10 now, and the Bearcats once again at the line. This time it'll be Marc White. And as you said earlier, Marc White a little bit suspect at the free throw line and has been just that tonight. Made about 50% of his free throws, and the Bearcats need a little better than that here in crunch time.
White misses, but Kenyon Murray Murray, no. White's follow, no. And finally, Isom comes away for Benton Harbor. Murray with a steal.
Oh, what a great steal defensively by the Bearcats. Kenyon Murray comes up with it.
And Murray gets the bucket. And may get a technical as well. No, he doesn't.
Boy, he could have. You got to be careful with that. Kenyon Murray, in his excitement, grabbed the ball after it went through the bucket and slammed it to the floor.
Triple by Isom is an air ball. Miller is fouled as he turns to the hoop. It's a 6-point lead for Battle Creek Central, 73-67. And the Harbor will send Miller to the line.
Well, Michael Mosley picks up the foul here. Watch all of the bodies down there in the paint. You can see bodies all over the place, and it is Michael Mosley. And he's going to send Anthony Miller to the line. Anthony Miller with 27 points on his night already.
Calmly sinks the first. Down to a 5-point game. Now a 4-point game.
Well, we're still in a 2-possession situation as far as the Harbor is concerned. A 4-point spread here. They got to get the ball twice.
Benton Harbor has just one timeout left. Murray travels. 28 seconds left, and Benton Harbor comes down trailing by 4.
Denny Oberlin right on top of that one of our officials, and there was just definitely a step on the way to the bucket.
McDonald has it knocked away, gets it back for a moment. White with the steal. To Hart, glasses it off, and it goes. Battle Creek Central commits the foul. Stops the clock with 8 seconds left. Battle Creek Central will win this Class A regional championship. They are up by 6, and barring a major miracle, Central will win. Chuck Turner, smiling, calls a timeout. Will talk to his team. Only 8 ticks remain.
Well, it's been a super demonstration of picking up the tempo defensively by the Bearcats as the Harbor team really, Mark, controlled things pretty much through 3 quarters. I'm not sure that the Bearcats ever got the lead, maybe right to the end of the 3rd quarter, but they certainly have dominated here in the 4th in a very typical fashion for the Bearcats. Strictly defense. Boy, they came out and, as you've mentioned, just stepped up the tempo, clamped on those different presses, and they have caused turnover after turnover.
Benton Harbor has one timeout left. You would expect that they'll shoot the free throws here, hope to make them both. Put the fast pressure on. Need to intercept the inbounds pass or foul immediately. They trail by 6. Only 8 seconds left. Stranger things have happened, but Battle Creek Central is in command. And the Bearcat fans are feeling it.
Well, I think Coach Chuck Turner thinks this one is going to go his way, as when he called that timeout, I saw the first hint of a smile come onto his face.
Wasn't just a hint. Big, broad grin, and Jerry Safel and Chuck Turner exchanged glances and smiles. There's Anthony Miller. Perhaps final 8 seconds of his high school career. And boy, that hurts. Makes 1 of 2. Here's the pressure now. They absolutely must intercept the inbounds pass, and they don't. Comes into White, foul immediately, but 2 seconds go off. 5-point Central lead, only 6 seconds remaining.
Well, a lot of great sportsmanship shown on the part of both of these teams tonight, Mark. You and I were talking, and we saw Anthony Miller and Marc White before this one out before the game during warm-ups and exchanging greetings, talking to each other. I'm sure they're good friends off the court, have seen each other in a lot of AAU basketball and summer-type situations at camp, and it's been just a great ball game.
White makes it. Mark Bradley from the Battle Creek Enquirer called the final score 75-70 Battle Creek Central. Marc White just spoiled his perfect call. It's 76-70. And now 77-70. The Bearcats don't even need to play defense. Miller will drive to the bucket, ram it home to finish his high school career, but it's Battle Creek Central that moves on to the quarterfinals. Regional championship for the Bearcats as they defeat the Harbor 77-72. Our whole Kent MVPs coming up.
What would I do without you? You're always there to lean on. You're my best friend.
Some dogs work and some dogs play. But all dogs love delicious Dad's Chunks and bite-sized meal. So good and so good for your best friend.
You're my best friend.
Pizza Hut presents the three-point play. Right now, put up $8.99 and pick either 1, a meat lover's pizza, 2, a cheese lover's plus pizza, or 3, a pepperoni lover's pizza. Or for just $12.99, pick any 2 of the 3. So go for the three-point play. That's 1 for $8.99, or any 2 of the 3 for $12.99. Now that's one deal you don't want to miss.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
Well, when I was in high school, I played intramural sports, and that in turn led me into playing sports later on in my life at the collegiate level and also at the adult level. It was the high school experience that was really the start of my athletic career. Those same programs today are really the varsity programs that presently exist in Michigan's high schools.
High school sports, a good part of education. A message from the MHSAA.
41 and Pizza Hut present Family Day at Sesame Street Live in Battle Creek.
Mark Crawford, Bill Brandell back with you one final time from the Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek. And the Bearcats of Battle Creek Central getting their individual medals now as the regional champions here. They move on to the quarterfinals. Wednesday at Lumen Christi. 77-72 is our final score. Battle Creek Central by 5. And Bill, we talked about rebounds all night long. The Harbor led by 6 at the half and had out-rebounded Central at that point 14-8. In the second half, Battle Creek Central out-rebounds Benton Harbor 12-10.
Well, they got off to a real great start at the beginning of the third quarter, and that's what I think really made the difference as far as the Bearcats are concerned. They got a spurt when they needed it, kept themselves in close through that third quarter, and did not allow Benton Harbor those putbacks that they have just been famous for with Anthony Miller standing down there in the paint.
And as a coach who always loved defense, you know that it's defense that wins games, and it was defense that won it for Battle Creek Central tonight.
Well, it really turned the tide, and you could see the intensity just pick up and mushroom when that fourth quarter started. I don't know what the Bearcats do or where it comes from, but it just seems to get turned up a notch when the fourth quarter starts as far as defense is concerned. They clamped on a defense and just completely befuddled the Tigers of Benton Harbor for the first 3-4 minutes of that quarter. Benton Harbor really couldn't even get the ball over the half-court line.
Marc White gets his medal, and now it'll be Chuck Turner from Battle Creek Central called out to accept the trophy as the regional championship is handed to Battle Creek Central. There comes Chuck Turner. There's the trophy, and let's pass on some congratulations to Benton Harbor as well. A super season. They finished 20-5 and a classy club as they sit out here in the arena and watch Battle Creek Central receive their medals and their trophy. Very class act is Paul Wilhite and this Tiger team.
Well, this whole game was a class act. Gentlemen on both ends of the floor here. It was a tenacious game, extremely hard played, and yet very cleanly played. We had very little displays towards officials' call. Just a great coaching job as far as the players are concerned and acting as sportsmen out here. I love to see that, Mark. That's just really class.
All right, our Old Kent MVPs were chosen tonight by Mike Lamers, who is the station manager at TV 41, by John Shute, who does such a nice job working stats for us all year long, and by Dave Burchard, who's a guest of yours from Athens High School. And they've selected, I guess, the obvious choices, Bill. You and I probably would have taken the same two young men, Miller and White.
Well, as we said at the beginning of this game, we have two of the best players in the state of Michigan, and can you argue with the choices right there? Anthony Miller tonight, 32 points, 21 rebounds. Sometimes, Mark, that's a team's worth of rebounds. He is just a super ball player, and I feel bad about him going to Michigan State. I'm going to have to look at him for another 4 years. What a great ball player and a great leader out there for the Tigers.
21 of his team's 26 rebounds tonight.
Well, I tell you, that shows you something there. Marc White tonight, I think, played the best ball game I've ever seen him play, Mark. You and I have seen him a number of times, but I thought his all-around game tonight was excellent. We have him unofficially with 28 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, some fantastic moves down in the paint and down along the baseline against Anthony Miller. And Anthony Miller, of course, stands 4 or 5 inches taller than Marc White does. So an extremely strong performance for Marc White.
And both of these players, when it came crunch time and when their teams needed buckets, boy, they looked right to these guys.
Well, they did. And the players on the respective teams have great confidence in them, and they know who should get the ball and who should have it. And these young men both came through, as you mentioned, when they had to.
Bearcats of Battle Creek Central move on. They will play Wednesday against either Plymouth Salem or Romulus at Lumen Christi. And next week is a big week for us, Bill. We'll have a game on Wednesday, a quarterfinal game, Wednesday night, 11:30. We don't know where we're going to be, folks. We've got Three Rivers, who's made it to a quarterfinal. Battle Creek Central's in a quarterfinal. We'll follow somebody from West Michigan. And then Friday night, next Friday at 11:30, we'll have a semifinal game from either Breslin or Chrysler.
Well, as we've been saying right along, when you get this far, it really doesn't matter. The games are just all great. This one was particularly fun for us, two teams that we have seen before, but whoever we have, it'll be great, great basketball.
All right, again, Battle Creek Central wins the Class A Regional Championship here at the Kellogg Arena tonight. Final score, the Bearcats 77, Benton Harbor 72. They move on Wednesday night at Lumen Christi, 7:30. Might be our game of the week. In any case, we'll have a great ball game for you next Wednesday, 11:30. Hope you'll join us for that. For Bill Brandell, I'm Mark Crawford. Thanks for joining us. TV 41's Friday Night Sports is brought to you by Old Kent Bank. Common sense, uncommon service. And by your West Michigan Pizza Huts. You have a great Saturday.